Guten Morgen, es ist Mittwoch, den 28. Oktober und wir sprechen heute Morgen über wann. Wann heißt when auf Englisch und wann hast du Deutsch? Jetzt. Jetzt means now. Heute is today. We're going to see some other words to talk about time, like morgen. Morgen is tomorrow. Jeden Tag, every day. But jetzt, now, lernen wir über wann. And one thing I like to go through and show students early on in chapter 2 is what happens to word order when we start to talk about time. Hopefully at this point you know what a verb is. Verbs are action words. They express action or state of being. And in these sentences down below, we've got a verb in each one. Can you spot them? So let's look at the first sentence. Ich gehe 8 Uhr zur Schule. Ich gehe 8 Uhr zur Schule. Gehen is go. Notice it's changed to gehe because we're saying I go. And here our verb, is gehe. Ich gehe 8 Uhr zur Schule. Who goes? I do. And ich is going to be our subject. When do we go? 8 Uhr. So, ich gehe 8 Uhr zur Schule. Notice gehen is our second thing there. It tells you to circle a verb, underline. I'm just going to highlight and then underline the subject and the time. This zur Schule part gets shipped to the end, but the important part is where does this go and where does this go, as well as where's the verb like to stay. So let's look at the next one. Wir kommen 3:30 rüber. Rüberkommen means come over. And here we see kommen, in that same spot as gehen. It's conjugated for wir. Wir is our subject. We're saying we come. And then 3:30. Halb means half. And when we talk about time, halfway, 3:30 is going to be halfway to 4. So 3:30. Drei or dreizig. And notice it's on both sides of the verb kommen. We can also start with our time. Look where haben, our verb, is. Haben, I want to stress, is still technically the second thing in this sentence. 7 Uhr haben wir Frühstück. Frühstück is our word for breakfast. Who's eating? We are. Wir is our subject. It's what haben is conjugated for. And then on this side, this time, we have 7 Uhr. 7 Uhr. At 7 o'clock. And so, even though that's 3 words, 7 Uhr, we'd still consider that one thing an element of time. So, I'm just using that one to show you that even though it's 3 words, haben is still our second thing in the sentence. And that's where verbs like to be. 11:30 gehe ich nach Hause. Similar to the last one, our verb here is gehen, to go. We're going home at 11:30, at half to 12. So at 11:30 we go I home. That's weird word order in English. It's perfectly awesome in German. So 11:30 is our time. Ich is who's doing it. Gehen has an E because it's conjugated for I. It would be, if you were saying you go home, it'd be 11:30 gehst with an ST. Gehst du nach Hause? But it's gehe because it's ich. Wir haben 8 Uhr Deutsch. Wir is our subject. 8 Uhr at 8 o'clock is our time. And haben here is our verb. All right. down here, if we're asking about this, so we're at a point where we could start, if we thought it through, to construct some sentences. I know that sounds kind of like we're not there yet, but I think we are. And if you're asked a question like, wann kommst du zur Schule? Wann kommst du zur Schule? When do you come to school? So, ich komme 7 Uhr zur Schule. And it's hard for us to process that we have to say, I come at 7 o'clock to school. It's not the same word order we'd use in English, but this is I'm trying to show you how it'd work when we're building sentences in German. The other way I could put that is like we worked on up above. I could say, at 7 Uhr komme ich. That 7 Uhr part is really just one thing, at 7 o'clock. Even though it's 3 words, it's one thing. The second thing there is our verb komme. And then, so what it sounds like in English is, at 7 o'clock come I to school. That's totally normal and awesome in German. Both of those are fine. Both are correct. Even if you said ich komme zur Schule 7 Uhr, it'd be understandable, it'd be okay. The main thing you want to be sure about is that this word komme is your second thing. Okay, let me show you one more, and then I want you to, on your own, try the next 3. Wann hast du Deutsch? Wann gehst du ins Bett? Can you guess what a Bett is? Schlafen. Und wann hast du English? Yeah? So, wann gehst du nach Hause? You're learning from home, so you're always there, but let's maybe pretend we go home at 3. I could do 3 Uhr. 3 Uhr. Here it's gehst du. We have to conjugate it differently when we're talking about ourselves. Gehe ich nach Hause. Or I could say, ich gehe 3 Uhr nach Hause. All right, try the next 3. See if you can build a sentence saying, when you have German, wann hast du Deutsch? Try using the same verb, hast. Yeah, I have at, make up a time. I have at 1:50. I have at 2 o'clock, German. Wann gehst du ins Bett? Try and tell me when you go to bed. Notice you'll have to change gehst. You'll say, I go. Ich gehe. Wann hast du English? Try and change haben again like you did up here to ich habe. You wouldn't use do in your reply because this is our question about you. In your response, you're talking about ich. Give those 3 a shot. We'll talk about how that went on Monday, Tuesday. Okay, Dankeschön.